Hi friends, it's Terri Gaines, independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. In yesterday's video tutorial, I shared an ornament gift card holder created with the Bauble, Blooms, dies, and the Holly Jolly hybrid embossing folder. I'm going to use that very same product that I used in yesterday's video tutorial and create an ornament that has the Lindor's chocolate. And this can also be used at a table setting. It has a base on it. And I'm going to give you all the details to create it using the same product I used in yesterday's video tutorial. I will link yesterday's video tutorial because I had several other ornaments that I shared in that video. And I do want to let you know you can use the ornament dies as well and the embossing folder to create a card and then attach the ornament to it. You can take the gift card holder and put it on the inside of a card, whether you put it here or here. And then also, as I shared in yesterday's tutorial, you could include, instead of a gift card, you could put Ghirardelli chocolate in here and even wrap some cash around that Ghirardelli chocolate would be a great gift. And then you can sign the back. So that's yesterday's tutorial. Today's is creating this new project using the same product. So I'm going to start out with the card base. The cardstock. I have basic white cardstock already cut at 6 3/4 by 3. I've scored it at 3, 3 3/8, and 3 3/4. So those score lines need to be folded. We're going to create a mountain fold, a valley fold, and then a mountain fold. We're going to do this accordion fold on the bottom. Now you can also use designer series paper. When I'm done showing you the tutorial, I have some other ornaments created with designer series paper. You can use cardstock or designer series paper. Either will work. Now I'm going to use this die to cut this out. So I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine, and I want to see a little bit of space right down here. I don't want to cut that entire section off. That's the accordion part. I want to center this on the card, and I'm going to see about 1/16 of an inch on the top there. So I'm going to bring in my platform. I need platform 1, I need platform 2 and 3, platform 2, a platform 3 or plate 3, 2 plate 3s. And normally when I cut out this ornament, I put this side in first. Now I want to put this side in. I want to do the accordion, the stack of cardstock there second, or last, I should say. Now I'm going to use some transparent Post-it notes that I have. I get these at the Dollar Tree, and I usually cut into a few sheets. I don't need a full 3x3 section. I just cut that in. I'm going to reuse some that I used the other day, and then put this down. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to put this end in first. This is going to go into the cut and emboss machine. And this works out perfect. So let me show you how it works. Once the plates are grabbed and they're going through, you can let go of the plates, hold on to the handle, crank this through. I only go through one time. One time is going to cut through both layers of that basic white, but I do know it's not going to cut through all of these layers here. I'm okay with that. I would rather have the machine just cut through one time. Then I can take a paper snips and I can cut the rest of these. I can cut the rest of those layers. So just follow the edge of the ornament. And now when you open this up, you have a base to the ornament, and it will stand on the table or a desk, and you can still hang it on a tree or put it on a gift package. There's so many options you have with this. Now what I do want to do is cut holes in here. Now I happen to have a retired 1-inch circle punch. If you do not have a 1-inch circle punch, an option is if you have a 1-inch circular die. The stylish shape dies, the second smallest one would work if I was going to use that, and I will show you a sample where I did use this. It's a little bit bigger than 1 inch. I would line up these 2 layers, put this right in the middle, put my Post-it notes down, and cut both of them out at the same time. But since I have a 1-inch circle punch, which is retired, but I held on to it, I'm going to just put this, I'm going to kind of look at that, look at equal spacing there, and punch out both of these front and back. So I'm going to punch those out first. Now I'm going to add some embossed image onto this. Now I am going to use this embossing folder. Now I do know already that if I put it in right like that, it does not totally fit. So I'm going to take, this is the front. I can tell the front by the better stitching. This went through a second layer. This is the back of it. I'm going to accordion fold the back. And then I'm going to close this. So I want to move that a little bit away from the center or from the fold. Now with this, it's a 3D embossing folder. So we need platform 1, put this down, and then it's plate 4 goes on here. So now I'm going to bring the machine back in, and once everything is grabbed, you can let go of that. This goes through, and then when you take this out, we have our embossed, oh, I had it upside down, okay. We have our embossed image here, and there we have our holly embossed on there. It just adds a real pretty decoration to that. We still have our base there. All right, so now while I have this out, I'm going to explain what I did to cut some decorative berries out. So, and explain the hybrid portion of this. It includes this die that fits into the embossing folder. So the logo part, the logo plate, I turn that upside down, and then this is going to fit right snugly around those images. You know it fits when it doesn't twist. Then you would put your cardstock in here like this. Close that. It's still the same setup as an embossing folder. So I'm going to set it up like that, just like we do if you don't put the die in there. I'm going to put this in, let that go through, and it's like magic. It creates that embossed image, and then it partially cuts out these decorative images. So let me show you. Then you have these partially cut out decorative images, and what I like to do is use these as embellishments. So I just go in here and snip around what's not cut out, and just to get it off the paper. It's easier to work with it just a small portion at a time. Then I'll take my paper or my scissors and just cut in to get this excess paper off, but also to cut in closer to the berries. I think for me, I like to kind of separate the leaves so they all kind of form on their own. They're not together. Then I take a bone folder and I just curve them up a little bit or put some shape to them. You can put some shape in any fashion that you want, but just add a little shape to those. And then what I'm going to do, just to get this all prepped and ready, I'm going to take a mini dimensional and just put it right back here. Keep the backing on because we're not ready to attach it. And then we have everything we need to decorate this. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to first put these pieces on. I like to use Stampin' Up's Terri tape. It is a strong adhesive, but why I like it for this is the width of it's narrow, so I can put it down. It's got its name because you can just tear it. You don't have to cut it with the scissors. And it's narrow enough to adhere these elements to it. So I'm going to take the backing off, and that's the back. I'm going to do the front first. I'm going to take the backing off that one as well. And then I'm going to place it on here, and I'm going to have it flush to the top and try to put it on equal here. Now it's a little bit wider than the ornament part of the die. That's why I put the adhesive here and not on the back of that piece. Then I'm going to accordion fold this, line this up, get that to all line up. Then I can take this one and attach it so it matches up to the one on the front. And then that's how you get that part done. To attach this, the way I like to do it is to take a standard dimensional and put it right there. Then I take my candy, and then I want the name of the candy to come through the window. I put it like this, and then I just take one portion of that wrapper and have it partially attached to the dimensional. Then I take another dimensional and put it right there, keeping the rest of that packaging out of the way. I will then bring this to it, and that, by just adhering one portion of that wrapper, it's going to keep that candy from falling out, and it's going to let it hang here so you can view that through those openings. And then this has its backing on it already, or the dimensional on it. I'm going to take the backing off. I'm going to attach that right here. And then I like to add a little bit of embellishment to that. You can do so many different options here. I'm actually going to use these flower accents. They're smaller ones here. I've also been using these adhesive back metal gems on some of my samples. They are silver, gold, and copper. And I just take a paper snips and use it like a scissors. So I just put these right over those embossed little berries. I think I mentioned earlier you could cut these and color them. You can cut them out of different papers. And then I put some baker's twine on here. Got a couple options for your baker's twine. We do have the essential pack that gives you 5 different colors. You've got the white, black, there's very vanilla, crumb cake, and smoky slate. But I've been enjoying and using this black, gold, and white more often for my ornaments, and you get both of them in there. I cut approximately 8 inches. I know this piece of paper is 8.5, so I'm just going to look at that and do approximately 8 inches. Take that, run it through both of those openings, meet up the ends, make a loop, bring the tails through the loop. Then I push that loop closer to the tails, and then that's how I attach that. So the other thing you can do with this, you can just have it like this and just give it to somebody. If you want to add their name, what I've been doing is using the 3 banner punch. This comes with it's bundled with a stamp set. It doesn't come with it. You can order it by itself or order the stamp set, which is called Banner Sayings. Together you get a 10% savings. We have this Celebrate. You could stamp Celebrate on there. We have this I'm Here For You. I actually cut mine. I just took my scissors and cut through the photopolymer. I can piece it back together like a puzzle and use it as it was. I've been using the just the For You. As I showed you here, that's how I did it in yesterday's video. Now, if you wanted to, you could take the banner punch. I would suggest to punch out all 3 at the same time, and you could write somebody's name on here and then tuck that in here, and you could put that at a table setting or on a gift or as an ornament. You can just handwrite the person you're giving it to and put their name on there. So many options. That's the beauty of crafting, is you've got so many options, and you can create these in any fashion that you would like. So let me show you some other options or ones that I did. I shared with you that I created one with the second smallest circle from the Stylish Shape dies. The circle is larger, but it still works. You just have more opening on that, so that still works. I also created some with the Seasons of Greetings designer series paper and the gold here. I also created, this is the Nest of Winter. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Nest of Winter designer series paper in the annual catalog. And I showed some of this product in yesterday's tutorial as well. And I just fussy cut that around here. All of these, you could add somebody's name to it, or you could stamp the For You. And the other thing is you could also put something on the back of these as well. So I also created one with the Country Woods designer series paper. So this is such a fun project to create. As I mentioned, it uses the same product that I showed yesterday. And I will link yesterday's video tutorial in the text portion of this video as well. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you are watching this video today, December 12th, Stampin' Up! Has free shipping on $75 orders. And all the details are on my blog post for that. And that ends today. Also at $75, you can get Stampin' Up's product of the month for $5. And details on that are on my blog post as well. Text portion of this YouTube video gets you to my blog post with photos, and the measurements are also in both locations. As I mentioned, reach out if you have any questions, and take care and happy creating.